How are you guys doing today? How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? I am going live now at this time span, which I didn't think was the best time, but nevertheless, I figured I would go live to explain to you what is going on in my life right now, what is happening, why I haven't put up a video in like almost 3 months, for those of you who follow me on YouTube, and a lot of that. So the title of this is I don't have it all together, but it's okay. Now, the reality is this. I did not want to do this video. And I was supposed to actually do this video, I think maybe 2 months ago. I noticed just because I was looking at videos that I was going to do as far as going live, and I didn't. You want to know why I didn't do this video? A thing called fear, right? I allow fear to jump in and to take it away. Now, one of the things with me and my wife as entrepreneurs, I always stated that not only do I want to explain to you guys about my wins, but I want to explain my losses. There's nothing, I won't even say there's nothing worse than, but you know how a lot of times you guys see people who have advanced or is doing whatever it is that they're doing. A lot of times we never get to see the struggle. We never get to see what they've gone through. We never get to see that actual and real time of what transpired. And so because of that, a lot of times, all we get to do is watch an interview and that successful person says, oh yeah, I went through this and this and that and this and that and that. And, you know, now I'm here because obviously they didn't give up, or they kept working, or they kept pushing through with regards to whatever it was that they were trying to do. And with my wife, one of the things I always stated was that I promised that I'm going to actually give the play-by-play, everything that's going on in real time, the good and the bad, to help with regards to a lot of stuff. Not only that, but you know, I was just fearful, right? I was fearful of you know, explaining stuff that's going on and what's going on in my life, thinking, oh man, if I tell people this, then it can hurt my business, it can hurt the way people look at me and so forth. But ultimately, I'm doing this for everybody, right? To let you know that, you know, everything's not always peaches and cream. Everything's not always the best. And so it's important that you understand that. But on the word of fear, right? I'm reading a book now called The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. I know some people don't like him, you know, but what I will tell you is this book is good. The only difference between success and failure. But on the level of fear, I want to show you something that I actually saw when it came to fear. And it was this. The person who takes action on whatever he or she fears the most will be the person who advances his or her cause the most, right? And so that, in a nutshell, was what it was. And this is why I decided to, you know, basically give you what's going on. I don't have it all together, but it is okay. Let me get over a few household items. You know, for those of you who don't know, I am Jermaine McNeil. I own Clear and Strategic Credit Restoration Services. I have a YouTube called Ask a Debt Collector. Feel free to join and to do those things with regards to that. Now, let's get right into it. In the beginning, right? So, August 8th of last year, 2023, my mother and father-in-law passed away, right? And me and my wife, we weren't expecting that, right? For them to pass away. They were, you know, in their 70s and were older. And, you know, we knew eventually, you know, obviously towards the end, they would pass away, but we didn't expect them to pass away together. They basically passed away on the same day. And for those of you who don't know, my wife is very, very close to her parents. I'll tell you a story. When I first met her, you know, I remember going to her house and, you know, hanging out with her. And when we finally got together and we decided to move in together, we were looking for places to move. And I wanted to go more down towards San Diego. And she wanted to stay in Escondido and in a certain area. And I didn't really necessarily understand why. And then as time progressed, I realized, oh, okay, she was really close to her mom. She wanted to live next to her mom. So her mom lived literally a 3-minute walk away from the apartments. So they lived in like a senior apartment, and we lived like 3 minutes away down to some other apartments. And she's just very, very close to her parents. And I loved her parents. I've grown to love them during the course of knowing my wife for about 11 years. Maybe 10 of those years, 10 and a half of those years, I got to meet their mom and dad. And, they were mom and dad to me as well. But them both passing away put a very big strain on my wife, who's very close and loves both of her parents, and both of them passing away together. Obviously, you can only imagine. Now, one of the things that I had to learn, because this almost caused me my marriage. And I'm, it's been 6 months, and I'm just now learning, within the last month or so with regards to this. But because of the way that I view death, coming from where I came from. And then obviously, I was raised by my grandmother, who had, 7 kids that she was raising. So I didn't really get that motherly love type thing, and I don't really understand it. My mom's living now. We have a relationship. My father, he died, when I was a senior in high school. And so death, growing up where I grew up, is sort of kind of like a part of life. I have friends who've died. I've had a lot of people who died. So the way that I viewed it was a lot different. And of course, when it came to my wife, I just didn't understand it, right? And as you can see, I'm using a lot of words, me, and what I felt was completely wrong. And my wife, with regards to this situation, was just devastated and hurt. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, you had them 77 years. They've been there with your life. You should be cool. And finally, it took some time. And about, like, literally, I'm telling you, about a month ago, I realized that, just because she's had her parents all that time doesn't mean she's not going to grieve. And within the grieving process, and because I didn't understand it, didn't make it okay for me to be like, okay, get over this. Your parents died. Let's move on. Right? I had to learn the hard way with regards to that. And it almost cost me my marriage, right? Because I was being rude about it. And I just didn't understand. And I was just like, you know what? I'm, done with this. And then you realize, oh no, there's so much more to it with regards to that. But then you have that. And so that was the situation that passed on with regards to that. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is my kids. So for those of you who don't know, I have 5 kids, right? When my oldest is 19, all the way down to, I have twin boys that are 7. So before I married my wife, I was married before, and I had 2 kids in that marriage. I had my daughter, and then I had my son. And things didn't work out, and I'm not going to even speak bad on her. Things just didn't work out. And what I will do is I will admit to the fault and some of the stuff that I had with regards to that situation, and it didn't work out. And so I met my wife. And when I met my wife, she had a son already. And I met him probably when he was about 4 years old. And so when we married and got together, we had 3 kids total. My 2 and her 1. And then obviously we had a kid. We had twin boys together, and we had the 2 twins. So the reality is, as time progressed, now with my other 2 kids, and I probably expressed this on my YouTube page before, but I'll tell you guys again, my relationship with my other 2 kids aren't the best. Like my daughter, we haven't talked, and it's due to some of the stuff that I've done, some of the stuff that she's done. In that thing. And I'll take more full responsibility with regards to that. And then my son, we do communicate. I haven't seen him in a little bit of time, probably about a year, but we FaceTime, we talk all the time. But that is a strange situation, right? And so I had that scenario on me. So with my kids that are at home, my twin boys and my oldest boy, obviously they live with me. I deal with them on a day-to-day basis, but I had that situation with regards to that. And so we all have struggles, we all have problems, we all have situations that we're going through. The reality is, sometimes things aren't going the way that they need to go. Like we don't have it all together. But But it's okay for those of you who are going through things in life and so forth. So that's the situation. And because of those two situations, my mother and father-in-law passing, the strain, with regards to my kids, and that's been something that's been ongoing for some time now. You look at my business. And so for those of you who know me on YouTube, it's like, dang, I haven't had a video in a long time. I haven't put up a video in probably like 2 or 3 months. And, business wise, outside of the clients that I've had, and I'm doing them, I haven't been really doing much to get more clients or anything along those lines. I've allowed a lot of stress and just non-believing in certain stuff to sort of kind of hold me down. But I am back, and I'm back with a vengeance. This book, again, 10X by Grant Cardone. If you are struggling and you find yourself procrastinating a lot of times and so forth, this is a great book for you. I want to give a definition about procrastination that I heard on the internet. It was a guy, don't remember his name, but it said procrastination is just another form of dying. And when I think of procrastination, and I think about myself, the reality is so true. If you're one of those people, tomorrow, I'll get it done tomorrow, or next Monday, or whatever the circumstance is, procrastination is another form of dying. It is so true. So, Grant Cardone's book, obviously, I don't care how many books you read and what you do, you have to put action behind what it is that you're doing. And so that is the situation and the circumstance and what it is that I'm going through. But I have a plan. I'm going to be putting in action. I'll be doing more videos on YouTube, more videos for those of you who are on LinkedIn, Facebook. You will have all of that information with regards to that. And so some of the things that I do have up, I do have a webinar will be coming up here soon within the next 2 weeks, a week to 2 weeks. I will have that coming up. And then, I'm going to be flooding YouTube with information about debt and credit and all that information with regards to that. And so, I'm back and I'm ready to go. And so I need encouragement and so forth. If you're an individual who's been procrastinating or allowing stress or allowing just being lazy or whatever the circumstance is and you're ready to make a change, put it in the comment section. Say, it is time to change. Be that way. Do that. And let's do that with regards to that. So, obviously, I do credit. That is a passion of mine. It's something that I love doing. There's nothing better than taking a person who has a credit score in the low 4s, 5s, or low 600s and getting them in the 700 club. And then teaching them what it takes to get that good credit, right? And to maintain that credit and to do the things that are needed with regards to that. Some of the stuff that I'm going to be switching to a lot of digital products. It makes it a lot easier on the day-to-day basis, but teaching you everything with regards to everything that I've learned. I've been in the debt collection industry for 15 years. 14 of those years, I've done nothing but negotiate debt. I've been, on the contingent side, the debt-owned side. When I say contingent, that means that we had debt that came in our office that we didn't actually own. We were collecting for, let's say, like Capital One. And then debt owned, which is actually accounts that we actually owned. I've collected on that. I've done all kinds of debt. I don't care what type of debt you're talking about, auto deficiency loans, home loans, all of them. I've collected, I've done all of that. I've worked in management. I've worked in the legal department, right? So legal accounts where they're going to sue you and so forth. Post-judgment accounts where you're dealing with, that judgment has already happened and then you're trying to collect the money. And then I've owned 2 debt collection companies. So I have a plethora of information on the other side when we're talking about credit repair. So I know the insides with regards to that. And a lot of that information with regards to that, I was cleaning up friends and family credit, and then that ballooned to clear and strategic credit restoration services, which is what I'm doing. But I ultimately wanted to share with you that sometimes things aren't right. And this is part of my journey, right? We look on Instagram, we look on, social media a lot of times, and all we ever see is the brand new car, the brand new business, the vacation, fun. And it will cause some people to be depressed if you're not at that stage, right? And as we know, comparison is the thief of all joy. So try not to compare, but you got to understand that's why I want to put out more content showing sometimes when I'm struggling, sometimes when things are hard, sometimes when I want to give up, right? I've been at that point in these last 2 months where I just wanted to give up, but I kept pushing, kept going, and now I'm back. I'm ready to go. For those of you, again, I will plug. Grant Cardone don't know I'm doing this, but this book has been awesome. This is actually my second time reading it. I got the book back in like 2018 or 17, and I read it through, and it's crazy how I'm reading it now, and I'm getting so much brand new information with regards to that. The 10X rule. Those of you who don't know Grant Cardone, he's a billionaire, owns so many properties and so forth, and a lot of the stuff that he gives a lot of credit to is his 10X rule, putting a lot of energy into what it is that he's doing and dominating his sector with regards to the stuff. That's some of the things that I'm learning and some of the stuff I'm going to apply into my life with regards to what's going on with regards to everything. So thank you guys for those of you who did tune in. Be on the lookout of the webinar. I will have that information. Check out my Facebook group. I'm going to put it in the comments right now for those of you who may want to join. All questions about credit and debt, I'm going to put that in the comment section right now. So let me do that for you guys. Boom, join that. It's the Facebook group. It's a private group, but obviously if you do answer all the questions if you're trying to join the group, so that way we can vet and make sure you're a perfect candidate for the group. But within this group, I'm going to go live. I'm going to do teachings with regards to credit repair. I already give a free letter bundle. If you want that, you get a pay to delete, a goodwill letter, and a cease and desist letter. Feel free to let me know with regards to that. And sign up for the Facebook group. I think that this is going to be something big. I just started the Facebook group. I think I already have like 20 people wanting to join, but I'm vetting every single person because I just don't want spam or I don't want a bunch of stuff. I want to make sure we get the right people in there. In this group, we want to talk about credit and debt, building credit and debt, the importance of understanding how to build your credit, all of that information with regards to that. And that's pretty much it, man. I'm excited about what is in store for the next month and 2 months. Be on the lookout for a lot of the stuff that I will be putting out and stuff that is going to be coming out. And ultimately, the reason why I'm doing all of this is for the help and the information. One of the things that I have up here is how many people can I help today? That is the goal. How many people can I help? Give that knowledge, that information, because I remember when I didn't have it, I wish that someone would give it to me. And there were individuals and people out there that did that. And so now I want to give that information for everyone else. So thank you for joining live. That is my life. If you missed the beginning part, pretty soon on all platforms, I believe there will be on YouTube, Ask a Debt Collector. This live will show. It'll explain exactly what I was talking about, the struggles and the stuff that I've been going through within life. So you can have that. That should be coming up within the next 20 to 30 minutes on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is therapy for myself, and then I hope that the information and stuff that I share with you guys can help you as well. As I always state, if you have any questions, put them down in the comment section. And as always, you be great.